Hey, board gamers, BJ from Game Gumbo here, back in the Gumbo pot. It's our Twitch Tuesdays, but I'm solo tonight. And we're going to be doing a special one. It's a solo adventure of Vantage, the hit new game from Stonemaier Games, designed by Jamey Stegmaier. I'm enthralled with this game. I've played it already 12 or 13 times. Played it a bunch solo, but I've also played it multiplayer. But tonight, I wanted to do a little solo for those of you who haven't seen the gameplay. Now, if you want to see a multiplayer, Jeremy and I did one. It's on our channel. You can see it on YouTube if you want to. This is going to be the solo version of it. And we're going to get right to the table and play. Understand, there are spoilers, but with over 1,000 different cards in the box, maybe what I'm showing you tonight is something that you might see during your gameplay someday. No real guarantee of that. I've only seen the same location once so far. So I'm going to warn you, there are some spoilers, but, you know, I don't know how much it's going to be spoilers because there's so many different things. But let's get right to the table and see what this game's all about. We're playing Vantage. That's right. Vantage. This is the Book of Vantage. We don't look through this unless we're told, except for the back. We're told by the box that location 000 is where you start the game. Cool little thing about Vantage is that it takes just seconds to set up, because when you start playing the game, you're actually kind of doing the setup. So it makes onboarding very easy. Vantage is a sandbox, choose your own adventure, open world game that Jamey Stegmaier has been working for 8 years, and it is a masterpiece. It's his opus, magnum opus. To me, at least, it's fantastic. So we've got a couple of upgrades here. This is not the money that it comes with. These are the upgraded coins that Stonemaier has. This is a review copy. It had a little bit of damage, and so Jamey was nice enough to send it as a review copy for us to play. I did purchase the money myself. I'm a Stonemaier champion, so I do get a discount on the shipping with that. And other than that, this is basically what the game looks like. There's a board that is a central board for everybody to play. There's some dice. The dice are going to be used to handle the challenges that we're going to seek through the game. We have our monitors here, our little tokens. Before I started streaming, I had I'd rolled the dice. This little dice here came up on the gold one. So we're playing Ariel, the engineer. Ariel has a when placed benefit, and that gives us 2 of these boost cubes. The boost cubes can be used in all kinds of different ways in this game. On this particular card, which is part of our player board, a 9-card grid right here. You can only see one right now, of course. But her special power is that you can spend 2 to get a money, which is helpful. Or spend 2 to get a blue token, which is helpful for movement. And I can also spin 1 to reroll a die. And if I reroll a die and it comes up the same one, I get a little benefit. So I do have some dice placement. The mechanic in this game is pretty simple. It's easier for me to just walk you through while we're playing. Obviously, I don't want to lose my morale or my time or my health, because if any of those go to 0, it triggers what could be the end of the game. I won't spoil that for you. Let's start out with location 000. The conceit of this game is that we are interstellar explorers, and all of a sudden we get this distress call. We have a mysterious signal from the traveler, and our ship arrives in the orbit of an uncharted planet. That's where we create the dice pool. We've got a total of 8 dice, plus 2 more per player. Since we're playing solo, we'll have 10 dice. Each player gains a different skill. I've already done that. I've gotten this little yellow skill, which stands for take. And I do always forget those, so I'll try to. It's on the side of the box, so it makes it easy. And then we get its matching character card, and that's where we got Ariel. And then each player sets the trackers to the level we want to play. We're playing 4, which is the daring. That's typically what we play. And then the first player, that's me, since it's a solo game, we're going to roll these dice, and I'll get those as benefits. So we'll get another take, and we'll get a movement here. And we take that as our starting location, or our matching mission. So gold and blue on this chart is Ooh, there's gold, there's gold, there's gold. Gold and blue is 1593. So I'll dive into the box. All right, we've got our mission. The mission is establish diplomatic relations. Have at least one faction emblem in a grid or reserve, or any player identifies the phrase diplomatic relations in the results. We do. We'll read the appropriate number out of the Book of Secrets. Okay, so we know what our mission is. We're trying to find the something that'll give us diplomatic relations. And then it says everyone goes to location 001. If we had gotten doubles, then I would have re-rolled because those are a little bit more challenging. Actually, I wouldn't have re-rolled because I'm okay with doing a challenging one. I played the game on regular mode 11 or 12 times, played once on hard mode and got blown out. So I'll be okay with trying that again. Let's go to 001. And again, this is not much of a spoiler because it's the first part of it. The rest of the cards I'm going to actually keep to myself so that I don't spoil them for you, but I'll describe what I see. All right, location 001. This is where complications ensue. The ship malfunctions. We have seconds to escape. So me and my shipmates, I'm solo this time, I'll jump into this pod, and each player gains a different skill at random. I will do that. This is we're gonna crash land on the planet that we saw through the viewfinder, and this is the random location. So already we've got a bunch of different missions, and we've got 6 different starting locations. And I am going to the orange one, which is engage, and that is location number 4. So I'll pop that out of this box. And again, so they've got all these different locations that I just showed you, 6 different locations. And on each of those locations, I'll give you a quick peek. We've got all these different starting locations that we're going to land on the planet. You know, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5. Roughly about 25, 24 on each card times 6. That's a lot of different locations to start. This planet is huge. And when you're playing multiplayer, you don't always see the other players. So it's interesting there. All right. So I'll put this here so you can't see it. What I see through there is I'm crash landing near some water, and I see maybe even some mountains in the background. I'm going to gain 2 random skills. And we'll see what happens. I got purple and green. Can reroll pairs to get an easier location if I wanted to, but I told you I wasn't going to do that tonight. The purple and green is location number 368. Let's see if I've ever had. No, I've never seen this one. I don't think so. Okay. So a large fish jets out of the water, posing playfully in the air before disappearing before the surface. I see a big fish jumping out the water. See kind of a waterfall in the background and some trees and vegetation. I'm right on the edge of the water. So, I've got a bunch of different choices. And here's what the game's all about. You've got 3 things you can do. I could move from this location, and it's got some it's got cardinal directions that tells me I can move in 4 different directions on this particular card. Or I could interact with my player. I've got some things I can do on my actual player card. I could try to buy some equipment, or I could just dig around inside the escape pod and equip my character, or I could try to master a skill. I could interact with the mission. Actually, so 4 things I could do. Interact with the mission. I could do some research, or I could plead, or I could hone, or I could pivot. And those are supposedly going to help me gain my mission. I'm not ready to quite do that yet. I want to explore a little bit. And the 6 things I can do on my card, on the right side of the card, there's always, or at least as far as I've seen, 6 challenges that you can do. And those challenges represent different actions. So imagine playing a computer game, and this is like, I could swim, I could focus, I could hail, I could relax, I could bathe, I could fish. And I'm gonna succeed at whichever one I do, but I might take some penalties if I can't place these dice from the rolls on my player board. So first thing I want to do is, I mean, in any good computer game, I'm going to, dig around the escape pod and see if there's anything that I can use. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to equip. That's a green action. On my board, I don't have anything specific to green. I've got a yellow action where I can place a cube, and I've got this generic time action. So, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to equip. So what I do is I pull out the green book representing the equip action, the help action basically, and I'll go to that number. This particular card is 1439. So I'll go to that. Now all I'm going to do is look at it and look at what the challenge is. I'm locked in. I've got to do the challenge. But I'm not going to read anything more. There is an app called Rule Pop, and it's fantastic. I guess I could have used it here, but it's easy just to do the books. So, but most of my solo plays I did with Rule Pop because it blocks out everything that you don't need until you do the challenge. So in this particular case, I'm just going to use my eyes to do that. 1439 is an equip action, and it's a challenge 4. So that means I have to roll 4 of these dice and place them either somewhere on the board here or on my player board. That's a pretty hefty challenge, especially since I really only have a place for 1 die. If I had some green token, oh, I forgot. I got to get a purple and green token. Okay, I should have started out with 1 more, right? What did I do? Come back to this. So I had the yellow one that I started out with, right? And then I got the yellow and blue for doing that. Yep, I did that. I got the yellow one for getting my card. I got 2 at random, the yellow and the blue. And then I went to here. Oh, the matching location, which was 4. I needed the orange. Why? Too busy talking, and I missed that, but I'm glad I caught it before we got started. Okay, so I could reduce that challenge by 1 by spinning one of these tokens, or as many tokens as I want that apply to it. So I'm going to do that. That's going to bring it down to a 3. Might be a little bit more manageable. Well, let's roll. I don't need these dice anymore. I'm going to roll these dice real quick. All right, so here's my results. I've got, this is the result you really want most of the time because that's a miss. So it goes down here, and I don't have to worry about it because nothing happened to it. Then I've got a heart, and then I've got a time. Well, I've got a time on my card here, so I'm going to go ahead and place that there. Then I've got a heart. I have no place to do the heart. I could re-roll if I wanted to, but I think I'm just going to take the damage on the heart instead. So I'll place it here. The other result would be if I had gotten a star, which is your morale. I don't have any place for that. And then the final one is this one. I just call it the reroll. I'm not sure. I forget what it's called. Basically, you have to put it back here and keep it in the dice pool. And as long as you have dice over here in the pool, you're going to keep rolling them, and you can't refresh your board until you need more dice than are available in the dice pool. So this delays that from being able to refresh your board. So it's not a great result. But so far, this isn't bad. I was able to equip. I'm going to do that 1439. Let's see what I got here. I equipped the multi-tool. Oh, interesting. I kind of chose this when I seeded it because I've never done the engineer before. At least I don't remember doing the engineer. We do this action only once per game, and I'm going to get a multi-tool that has taught me that there's no such thing as a locked door. Interesting. Might help me out in getting through some doors. So I'll gain item 1303. All right, I've got my item. It is a multi-tool. Obviously, see the artwork right there. It's got place for yellow, green, and a blue die. If I place the yellow, it lets me get a boost cube. And if I have boost cubes on, and I spin them as a free action, I can gain a yellow token, the take token, or gain my first personal objective. And that might be something interesting. This one doesn't have any kind of spatial, so it doesn't seem to matter. I'll just go ahead and put it over here. And as you can see, I've got room for more dice, and that's important. So, all right, that's my action there. I'll take my next turn, Do I want to work on the mission? Probably not yet. I don't have any money to spend, although I could get a money for doing this. Would be nice to get some money, but I'll wait to buy something. Not ready to master because, in my experience, the master one, it takes a lot of dice, and I don't have enough cards yet. I don't have enough space on my cards yet. So let's focus on that location I told you about. I see the large fish. Is it a fish I can talk to? I kind of see something going on in the background. And I've got an orange token to spin. So I think I'm going to hail, like hail well met. That's what I'm thinking. So let's do hail. So I'm going to dive into the orange book, and that is the engage storybook. And let's go to location 368. All right. So we look at the location card, and you can see the little number right there. And then we look at the orange action. Now, when we're taking an action on a card, one of our location cards, just remember that unless it says otherwise, this is the only action I'm going to do at that space. So I got to choose wisely. It's like something happens in the story, and then you've got to move on. Even if I come back to this location, I can't do the other actions. So I want to choose wisely. Hail seems like an interesting one, and I've got that orange token. So let's do that. 368. Interesting. It says I can hail a fairy. And it's only a challenge 1. I mean, I could automatically win it just by doing that. And I don't have any place for orange anyway. So you know what? I'm going to do that. I'll spin the orange token. It's a challenge 1, which means I normally would roll 1 die, but I don't need to because I spent the token. I don't need to spend the tokens to take actions. This just helps me reduce the dice that I need to meet the objective. So, meet the challenge. So, hail a fairy. A flat-bottomed boat drifts over to you, and the captain offers you a ride. Choose one. Don't pay anything. The sailor warns you about the elemental to the northwest and gain a boost cube. We know from the rule book that it's generally northwest, so it's not necessarily the next card up and over. Pay $1, gain 1 boost, and I may go northwest under the ocean to so I can go down below the ocean. Or I can go northeast to a talkative tree, southeast to a glowing marsh, or southwest to a defenseless animal. Or I could pay $2 and do something even cooler. I don't have $2. I do have $1. Because I've got a free action here to spin these 2 boost cubes and get $1. So I'm going to pay that $1. I'll gain a boost back. And unless it says otherwise, it goes on your player character. And then I may go northwest under the ocean, northeast to a talkative tree, to a glowing marsh southeast, or southwest to a defenseless animal. I mean, I want to go around the ocean. So let's do that. I'll go to location 655, under the ocean. Under the sea, under the sea. Darling, it's better where it's wetter. All right. All right. Have you ever seen the game board of Abyss? That's kind of what it looks like where I'm at here. Peek there. Okay, so it says that I ignore. So this one has hypoxia damage, but my card said I ignore the hypoxia damage when I first visit. Okay. And I can always surface and go back up. That's what the card says. Behind an underwater rock formation, glittering bubbles rise to the surface. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. So I can always do surface. Remember I told you can only do 1 action per card unless it says otherwise. And here it says I can do surface even if I've done something else. So I can scan, get higher, get a symbol, scavenge, or weaponize. I'm going to scavenge. Sounds like, I mean, that's what an engineer would do, right? So let's scavenge 655. We'll go to the take action 655 and see what we got here. All right, so scavenge 2. I mean, why not, right? We don't need to roll dice. Oh, actually, no, I've got yellow spots that give me cubes. We're going to roll. Okay, so let's roll 2 dice. 2 times. I've got the yellow, and they both give us cubes, and we definitely want to do that. Cubes are good. And this one goes here. That gives me a cube for my multi-tool. And remember, if I get 2 cubes, then I gain an extra token or my personal objective. So far we're rolling. I like it. So we completed the task because the challenge was 2, and we were able to put both of them on there. So 655 says scavenge for supplies. On the ocean floor, you find some intact sheets of glass. Gain item 1194. Never done any of this before, so I'm as clueless as you are. I will tell you, without spoiling anything, I am trying to do something in particular, but something Jeremy's done already 3 times, but me and Ian have yet to do. But we haven't seen it yet. Okay, so I got sand and glass. It's a resource, and I can make a more advanced item if I want to craft it. Also, if I ever deal with aliens, I've got a symbol for it. Okay. But if I get that type of sentient, they call them sentients in this game. So again, it doesn't seem to matter where I'm going. I'll put it here though, in the little corner. Some of them do matter based on like left and right or up and down. So now I can put it here and I'll have something adjacent. And I don't have any greens, but I've got a spot for a green. And a craft is only a 2. And it'll get to a trinket. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna craft 2. Let's go to green. That is the help, and that is, oh no, I don't have to do that because it's already on the card. Craft 2. So let me do that. I'm gonna roll 2 dice. Oh, a green token spin. So let's roll 2 dice. A miss. I like that. And a time. I do have look, I've got a green time. That's perfect. Okay. So I've placed those. Only got 3 dice left. That lets me replace this item with a glass trinket, which is 1091. Let's do that. 1091. Now we have a glass trinket. Okay. I can craft a more advanced trinket or item with some glass arrows if I want to. But the glass trinket gives me stars. And if I get up to here, I gain random skills. I might just leave this here for now. For now. Maybe come back. Oh, and I do have to burn a boost cube. So I don't have a boost cube yet. So I need to get a cube first before I can do that. Okay. So let's wait on that. Yeah, let's wait on that. Okay. So, all right. I'm going to surface, I guess. Or I could keep moving. I'm going to take some epoxy damage probably because I don't have any kind of thing to breathe underwater. My poor engineer doesn't have that. What do you think here? God, I really do kind of want to explore. I'm going to go north 656. So let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, I need a blue token for movement or roll a challenge die. So I'll just spend that blue token and I'm going to move to 656. Oh, that's on the back of the board. No, it's not. All right. It comes with a little bookmark and helps you get to those locations. There go to 656. All right. Location 656. Let's see what we got. Oh, I forgot to put this back. Okay. I do suffer 1 hypoxia damage, so knowing that I can get stars back, I'll do that. Shimmering bubbles flow out of an underwater cavern. I can always surface if I want to. Weird. I've never seen this before. This one has 2 blue actions, surface or squeeze. He's into the cavern. Explore. Persuade, craft, forage, charge. I think I'm gonna explore. Explore 656. Oh no. Squeeze looks interesting too, though. Basically, it looks like just. It's hard to see, but underwater, there's bubbles coming out of this cave-looking thing. Man, squeeze into the cave. I'm gonna explore. All right, let's do it. 656, explore. 656, explore 4. I'm gonna spend 1 and reduce it. And I have no place for purple, so I could be. Well, I literally could finish it up right here. 2 hearts and a star. That is a terrible roll. I am going to re-roll one of these dice. Come on. One of these has to give me. Okay, not great, but I'll just take 2 damage. Oh man, that is rough. Okay, maybe this is a mistake. We'll see. 656. Explore the mouth of the cave. As your keen but waterlogged eyes adjust to the darkness, you reach a barrier that requires further attention. Go to cave 032. Okay. I guess I'll put this back. Cavern barrier. A massive gate blocks you from proceeding deeper into the cave. I can push. That's basically what it is. It's this gate-looking thing with bubbles coming out, and it's got. I can push, examine, commune, share, gather, or destroy. Let's. I've got a space for a blue, space for. I want to craft this trinket into an arrow. I need orange. So this is weird, but let's try communing. Commune commune 3. Commune is orange. We're gonna do engage 32. I don't know. I'm not getting anywhere near the quest I'm trying to get to. Commune 32. It's an X, and that means that I choose as many as I want. If I remember right. Okay, so you center yourself, becoming one with the cave. It speaks to you, revealing the next step in your journey. Roll X skill dice, gain all skills of one type from the results. I may continue with an action matching the result. So I roll X. I just don't run into this one, and I've done it 2 or 3 times, and every time I forget exactly what it is. What is the X? I did it wrong the first time, and then I read where Jamey explained it. Oh, I wish I could remember. I wish I could remember this one. For actions with cost X, choose a number 1 through 6 as the cost. This effort indicates how much effort you will put into the action. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm trying to commune. I will roll a 4. Let's get 4 of these dice. Get back to here. Commune 32. All right, roll 4. Let's see what happens. And it says, you center yourself, becoming one with the cave. It speaks to you, revealing the next step in your journey. Roll X skill dice. Gain all skills of one type from the result. You may continue with an action matching the result. I rolled terribly. That's 4 different things. Probably should have rolled 6, I guess. But I didn't know what it was going to be. So let's see. Gain a yellow and take that action. Take a blue. I have place for a blue, and I could try to push. Okay, I'll take a blue, and I'll do a blue action, a blue 32 action. We're going to try push. Yeah, I don't know about this. Maybe I should have done the one, the gather one. Or what, though? Gather, I don't know. Engineer could have done something, right? It's a push 1, okay. I will spin. Wait, I got the wrong one, huh? I got the blue. I'll spin the blue token. Push 1. The gate. Push the gate out of your way. You can push the gate all you want, but it isn't going anywhere. Gain 1 boost and continue. Okay. It says continue. Remember, I told you that you can only do 1 action on a card unless it says otherwise. That's what the word continue means. So now I'll do the yellow. Let's try gathering. Gathering 32. I'm going to sit here until I figure something out. This is my 3rd action here. I communed, I pushed, and now I'm gathering 32. Gather 32 is another X action. Gather 4. Gather intel about the barrier. The gate is solid, but you detect some rust around the hinges. For your next action this turn, decrease the cost by X. Continue. Okay. So I chose 4. You never know with these numbers. It could have been really bad. So I've done push. I've done commune. I've done gather. I've got a 4 reduction on either examine, share, or destroy. Let's examine. Examine 32. I'm stuck at this portal here. Examine 32 with a 4. Examine 32, it's a 2, which I already have, so I'll do it. After close examination, you determine there's no option other than destroy the gate, and you calculate the perfect angle for an attempt. Gain 1 over power, and continue. Oh man, if I'd chosen the 4 red, that'd have been great. So let's do the destroy. We're going to try to destroy the gate. So we basically did all but share here. Honestly, I've never seen one like this before, but good game. It's a 6, of course, and I only have a 1. So I'll spin the 1. I don't have enough dice, so I refresh all the dice. Do have some. I reduced it by 1. Tommy, what's up, Tommy? Have you played Vantage yet, Tommy? This is my 13th play, I think. Oh, I got actually not a bad roll here. I've got the 2 negatives. I've got the star. No place to put the stars. Wow, I'm gonna have to reroll. Okay, I'm gonna reroll this one. Otherwise, I would have lost. Heart. I don't have any place to do the heart. Okay, I'm gonna do a heart and a morale, and I'm about to die. Of course you played it, Tommy. I would have guessed yes. So, okay, let's see what happened. Destroy the gate. With a mighty effort, the gate dislodges from the barrier. Proceed deeper into the planet to cave 92. This is a tough one, Tommy. It's hard to get through this one. And I may be getting close to the end here, even though I haven't really done much. Yeah, suffer hypoxia damage. Okay. A sparkling red crystal illuminates the underwater cavern. Surface is still an option. Got those two. I've been waiting on to hold these two golds. Yeah, I'm on a tough one here in the caves. I'm taking hypoxia damage a lot, and I'm missing out on a lot of doing some big challenges. But I'm going to do an extract 92 because there's this big, beautiful red crystal, and I really want it. So let me see if I can get it. Extract 92. Basically doing a take action. Let's see. There's a certain thing in the game that I know about, through the spoilers, and that my buddy Jeremy has already done 2 or 3 times. I haven't done it yet. Played the game 12 times, and I have yet to find this certain mechanic in the game that is, kind of cool, kind of meta, and just haven't got to yet. Okay, it's an extract 3. Got the 2 tokens. I'm getting about to get crushed here, but I got 2 places for you. It's only a 3. Okay. Got the 2 places for the yellow there. I will spend one of the yellows and just roll 2 dice. So I can put both of them. Any problems? Yeah. All right. Perfect. Okay. So 92. Extract the crystal from the pedestal. A large piece of the crystal breaks free. Gain item 1165. What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? Just took a crystal from the planet. I just took a crystal from the planet. What could possibly go wrong? So I've got a red crystal, pure Garnaby. I can refine it into a gem. If I spin boost cubes, it reduces that cost. Ooh, a red gem. Interesting. Okay. Let's put this right here. All right. Move that out the way. It's all fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay. Time to surface. So let's blue surface 92. I think we've seen enough of the underground cavern. Blue 92, surface 5. Oh man, I've got one die placement, and I've got no tokens. Oh, this is gonna be rough. This could be the end right here, Tommy. I've got 1 reroll. No, this is probably the end. Okay, this was a good one. This is okay. This is terrible. I got to reroll one of them, and I'm sure I'm going to reroll it right into the thing I don't want. It's time again. Okay. Oh, but if it happens again, reroll. I gain a yellow if the result is the same. So I do gain a yellow. But I have no place for the 3. Oh, wait. I have one right here. Okay. Yeah, I missed that. I do have one here. I'm going to take 2 damage. I'm teetering here on the edge of oblivion. So let's see. Surface to catch your breath, emerging at the whim of the ocean currents. Gain 1 random skill. Green, okay. And go to the ocean location matching that skill. So I'm going to go to location 55. What's been your best experience so far? What's the coolest thing you've done in Vantage? There are no spoilers here. You can spoil all you want, or no prohibition. I mean, you can spoil all you want here. Okay. Wow, I popped up in the ocean, and there's this giant sea creature. A sentient struggles to stay afloat amidst the waves. Both actions are always available. I can dive or rescue. I've got a green rescue token and some place to put the green ones, so let's try to rescue the sentient. I think that's a faction symbol in a grid or reserve. Ooh. Ooh. Interesting. Rebuilt the ship. It wasn't my mission. I haven't done that one. That sounds pretty cool. All right, so we're going to rescue 55. I can't drive 50. All right, so let's go. I did do some I did do a spaceship mission one time. That was pretty cool. 55. Rescue 4. Okay, I'll burn 1. And that refreshes my dice. And I'll do 3. I got a better roll than last time. Oh, look at that roll, Tommy. Can't beat that. 3 misses. Rescue a drowning sentient. As soon as you reach the sentient, you realize it was a mistake. They outweigh you several times over, and they're already deep in a state of panic. Roll 2 skill dice. If either result is orange or red, they're red. If either result is orange or red, you manage to secure the sentient. Gain sentient 1324. Otherwise, gain one of the results. Either way, roll a skill die and go to where the tides take you. Okay, so I gain the sentient 1324. And I've got a faction symbol, I'm pretty sure. When placed, I'll gain 2. Got a bunch of symbols here. I've got a faction. Yeah. All right. So let's do that. I might have already completed my mission here. I got Bullion the Brawler. If it's ever empty of cubes, I'll lose the card. Cost me a boost cube to place dice on the orange. Got a special attack. If I do an attack thing, I can put any die I want. I've got anytime I'm doing that faction symbol, I can put a die there. And then after rolling challenge dice for an action, I can spin a boost cube, add 1 challenge die, and re-roll, ignore, and refresh all dice with the chosen result. Oh, okay. So the brawler. But I've got the faction. Okay. Oh, no, I need to move. That's right. Okay. So I'm going to roll this die and see where I move. I move to the gold, which is card number 365. Already completed the mission. Got a couple of the lucky dice rolls there. All right, I'm back in the ocean again. Stomach churns at the motion of the waves. I'm in the ocean. Well, maybe we should learn. Let's try learning. Learning card 1324. Yeah, maybe you know what? Maybe I have more work to do before I get to the faction. The part. Kind of vaguely remember doing this little test at one time, and I got a faction, but I had to go through a test. See, I wonder if that's what it's steering me toward these tests. 1324. Learn 2. It's 2 purple. Do I have purple places? Don't. Again, I could be in trouble with this one. Oh, wait. Yeah. Be in trouble with this one. Let's see what we got. Part and a time. I don't have either one of them, and no rerolls. Yeah. All right, so I'll lose that and that. When any token reaches 0, read the missions entry in the Take storybook. Okay. Mission 1593. Tommy, I'm sure this has happened to you before. It has happened to me 2 or 3 times. I traveled to this planet to make peace with the aliens, but I'm exhausted. I could either complete a destiny. I mean, if I've completed a destiny, I could just do that. I've completed the mission in the mission victory. If I feel that I had a fair shot, it's time to move on. Or if my untimely demise happened too soon, I can rally to take one more final chance. So refresh all the dice. I'll do that. Roll them all up. And then I gain the benefits of all the dice, if there are any on there. So I've got 4 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4. If any player's stat remains at 0, the game ends. I didn't get it. I didn't get the roll that I needed. So unfortunately, my game ends. I did not establish diplomatic relations, even though I think I found somebody that would have helped me out with it because it looks like he's part of a faction. But unfortunately, I didn't quite make it. This is my second or third loss out of 13 times. Not very satisfying to lose, but I got to that ocean part and I knew I was going to be taking some damage while exploring the thing, but I want to see what was in there. Got distracted again because I literally turned the cameras on so I could do Vantage for a specific goal that I got some kind of hints about what I needed to do, and of course I got distracted by this cave and the underwater, ferry and all that. So that is kind of Vantage. You see something and you chase that rabbit down the hole. Unfortunately, it was not so good for me. Man, that's a bummer. I lost my very first game, and then I lost like one that was a few games, 4 or 5 after that. But I've been completing missions and destinies pretty regularly since then. It's a weird feeling, not completing. But it happens. You can lose this game if you don't play smart. You could lose this game. So yep, I guess I could have tried to reroll my little bullion, but I think that's about it. So all right, so that's Vantage the solo. I didn't do so well tonight, but hopefully it gave you kind of a glimpse at what you can do. This game is open world. As you can see, I started out with a mission. I got distracted from the mission. I got back on it a little bit, found some cool things, had a lot of places, had a lot of cards that I could use, but ultimately I was not successful in what I wanted to do. But sometimes that's the way the dice rolls. Well, we're going to be streaming next week. We've got a special surprise next week. We've got some pretty cool games. Jeremy is going to be bringing Sweetlands. That's a game that I've been really wanting to play. I'm going to try to watch a video to get ready for it. So Sweetlands, look for that on our Twitch Tuesdays channel right here. We'll try to get that played. And until next time, Laissez, temps, rouler.